Hi, my name is Kara, and I am the owner and operator of Ernest SB Publishing. This is the Roshan Raw Healer podcast, where I share the knowledge and the wisdom that I've learned through my healing journey, and also writing tips, self-awareness tips, and sharing a little bit about my self-love discovery journey. There! And also showing you life doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to leave my bloopers in. If you don't like it, that's okay. But I happen to like seeing when people are showing their humanity instead of editing it out. Without further ado, here's the podcast, also available on YouTube. Hi, my name is Kara from Ernest SB Publishing. Today I'm here to talk about my self-love deficiency, why I struggle with it, and what I'm doing to change. I feel really nervous, which is part of my trauma responses. It's also part of the autistic type traits that I've had that I didn't realize that I had. So yeah, I'm gonna be weird. And I don't know, it's not bad to be weird, so here goes. I didn't realize how dysregulated I was growing up. I blocked a lot of the memories from my childhood. Different parts of me taking over to protect myself. I'd black out and become a slightly different version of myself that had I still had a lot of compassion for others. But due to my traumas, I couldn't have compassion for myself. I didn't learn it. The one parent I had who had compassion for me and showed it in a way that allowed me to see that I was seen wasn't there a lot because of his job. He'd take me with him when he could. He was a truck driver, so I got to see, I've been to 48 of the 50 states, which is, I like that, but I can't remember most of the trips. So today I'm going to talk about, try to keep it less tangential because I'm a very tangential person. I'm going to talk about spiritual abuse that kept me in a place of dysregulation. I grew up in the Bible Belt, a small, dry county in Tennessee. My family was Pentecostal, and I tended to romanticize different aspects of life because I needed to feel magical to handle all the emotions that I was feeling, the energy I sensed, and I didn't recognize highly sensitive people had a strength. When I felt emotional, I told myself that was the devil. Because that had been said to me. I had no sense of boundaries. Out of all the doors in our house, my door remained the only one without a lock. If I questioned anything about the Bible, such as, if God is love, why did he kill his son? Why did he test other people by killing their kids? Taking everything away from Job just to prove a point? I couldn't put a word to it. But now that I've had a lot of psychology training, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but I've been through a lot of therapy and do a lot of research on psychology things. The traits that God exhibits in the Bible come off as full narcissism to me. I recognize this is controversial. This isn't meant to shame people for their beliefs. It's meant to recognize why I can't believe in that God. Why I refuse to. And that comes down to my values. How is it loving to smite people because there's a bet? The spiritual abuse went further than that. I tend to take things literally. So when sexual abuse happened in church, before I even could consider it sexual abuse, I considered myself dirty. I had told my mom what had happened at 4 in kindergarten in a church. Nothing happened. The teenager apparently was protected. I don't remember that. My sister told me. What I remember, because it was safer to blame myself, was that I didn't tell anybody what happened. That led to a lot of issues growing up. I became a full-on people pleaser. And I felt like not only was I slime, the only thing I was worth was being an object. I did my chores, and to keep the conflict down, I did the chores of other people. I did my brother's chores. I even did my mom's. I was told to be like Jesus. Well, Jesus sacrificed himself, so I guess I have to. Yet I couldn't believe. I'd work super hard in school because I felt dumb. So I'd come home with straight A's. I'd ask, "Mommy, are you proud of me?" Her response, The thing that will make me the proudest is if you give your life to Jesus and follow God's path for you. So, I didn't matter. What I believed mattered. And I had a sense that nothing I did would be good enough. Yet I still tried. To this day, I have that I'm not good enough feeling. When doing this podcast, I started doubting myself so much that it's like, am I a narcissist for wanting to do this? Am I selfish for wanting to share my story? Will it matter? What's the point? But that's part of the self-love deficiency. It's taken me a while to figure out what self-love even is, and I'm still learning. Self-love isn't that grandiose, like, oh, look at me, I'm amazing. Self-love is just feeling deeply connected to your heart. Feeling like who you are matters. Having the ability to relax your muscles and sleep, because that's super important for your brain, for your body, for your spirit. Self-love is not constantly questioning every action you take out of a sense of shame. I started my self-love healing journey intuitively, and I didn't even know why I did it. I didn't know how. But I started journaling in a fantasy light because I lived in a fantasy world so long. I needed to have that sense of magic to process the emotions and the traumas that were coming up in my head. And the main antagonist in my story for the character that embodies me at one of my altars, Kala, is the goddess of shame. Shame, for me, doesn't just stem from abuse in my family, abuse from my ex, abuse from, all the toxic people that haven't seen me for me. It's much deeper than that. It's so much of society, including me at times, feels like they have to control every aspect of life, including spirituality. It's like, oh, there's so many mysteries in the universe, but mysteries are scary. So I'm going to say there's a God, and he has these rules. But sometimes his rules conflict, and he does the opposite. Thou shalt not kill, but he can kill. What the fuck is that? It's through my writing process and through my sharing and evaluating who I am, I've learned that it really doesn't matter. All the shit that's in my head, I can let it pull me down into the muck, or I can turn it into something that can inspire others and push me forward, heal that moral injury of either not sharing what happened to me, not reporting, because, I did that later. Turning that shame into humanity. It's difficult. No, I don't think I need to be better than anyone. I don't think I even need to compare myself to anyone. I just need to know who I am. So that is why I'm sharing on this podcast / YouTube video. It's to get in touch with me, to share my story with you, to maybe inspire you to think, to help you understand that your journey is your own. You don't have to do what everybody else says to do. And if you doubt yourself, maybe try to figure out why you doubt yourself. It could be that you're doing something wrong. We all do things wrong sometimes because we're learning. Or it could be that you have this nagging voice in you that stems from your childhood that says, you're not good enough. You're never going to amount to anything unless you do what I say. That's fucked up. And you deserve more than that. That's all I wanted to say on this video. Thank you for listening. And feel free to share in the comments below what you do to heal spiritual abuse. Or if you have any questions, comments, anything, just comment below. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe to my channel. And that's it. Have a great day.